unite, overcome, resist. The incredible story of Tecumseh. Tecumseh was born in 1768 in the western Ohio Valley. After his father was killed by American troops, Tecumseh's mother fled to Missouri, leaving Tecumseh and his siblings behind. In his parents' absence, his older brother Tecumseh taught him how to be a warrior. Growing up, Tecumseh witnessed the destruction the Americans inflicted upon the Shawnee people. However, the brutality that some Native Americans employed in their resistance against the white man also troubled him, prompting him to reject acts of cruelty and torture for the remainder of his life. In the late 1780s, Tecumseh accompanied his older brother Tecumseh to Tennessee to join a group of Cherokee Chickamauga. For the next few years, Tecumseh and his brother fought the Americans in a series of small battles before Tecumseh was eventually killed. Tecumseh was devastated, but vowed to fight on. After Tecumseh's death, Tecumseh became the leader of the Shawnee Band and returned to Ohio to help Chief Blue Jacket battle the U.S. Army. In 1791, with Blue Jacket's guidance, Tecumseh commanded a scouting party which was critical in the defeat of General Arthur St. Clair's army at the Battle of Wabash. He then fought General Anthony Wayne's army at the Battle of Fallen Timbers on the Maumee River. The Indians were brutally defeated, and many of Tecumseh's fellow warriors were killed. Tecumseh survived. After the battle, both sides signed the Treaty of Greenville, forcing the Indians to forfeit much of their land. Tecumseh refused to sign, as he did not believe the land should be owned by anyone. He believed the land was to be shared for all. The Native Americans abided by the terms of the Treaty of Greenville, whereas white settlers and their leaders did not. By the early 1800s, Tecumseh had settled along the White River. Due to the loss of their land, Tecumseh and other Native Americans in the region had begun to lose their traditional way of life, falling into alcoholism and poverty. However, in 1805, his younger brother, Lalawatika, experienced a vision, changing his name to the Prophet and declaring his intent to lead Indians on a quest to reclaim their lands and culture. From then on, Tecumseh made a vow to give up alcohol, and he and Prophet began to unite the once warring tribes and take on the Americans once again. During 1808, Tecumseh and the Prophet relocated their expanding coalition of multiple tribes to Prophetstown. Tecumseh traveled far and wide, inviting Native Americans from all tribes to join his confederacy. Through his compelling speeches, he motivated them to support his mission by cautioning that the sole approach to overcome their intruders was to come together and resist. While he was away on one of these recruiting trips in 1811, Indiana Territory's Governor William Henry Harrison marched his forces toward Prophetstown to destroy the village. Tecumseh had told his brother not to fight until the Confederacy had bolstered its strength. Yet the Prophet launched an assault on Harrison's army anyway. Following a fierce clash lasting 2 hours at the Battle of Tippecanoe, Harrison defeated the Native Americans, causing them to evacuate Prophetstown. A few months later, Tecumseh returned to Prophetstown and found just ashes. Still, Tecumseh refused to give up the fight for his people's freedom, rallying his remaining followers and somehow defeating American forces at the 1812 Siege of Detroit. After Detroit's fall, Tecumseh joined British Major General Henry Proctor's invasion of Ohio, once again facing Harrison and his army. Proctor and Tecumseh, outnumbered more than 3-1, faced Harrison at the Battle of the Thames on October 5, 1813. Tecumseh planned to flank the Americans on the right, while Procter attacked on the left. However, Procter's company collapsed early in the battle, and Procter fled the battlefield. Tecumseh then charged, and after intense fighting, Tecumseh was killed. After the conflict, U.S. soldiers removed Tecumseh's clothing and scalp. The location of his remains is unknown. Without Tecumseh to lead them, most remaining Native Americans in the Northwest Territory moved to Indian reservations